to say much about this gentleman. Just his name will suffice. Will you welcome Bob Monkhouse? Robert, my boy. Very good to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you.
And then pleased to see you.
Oh, what a lovely crowd.
Bob Monkhouse.
What a lovely crowd.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that welcome.
They're bubbling tonight. They are bubbling. Now, you are becoming a regular little Barbara Cartland. Well, you are. You've got another book that you're churning them out like Barbara now.
Yeah, the autobiography sold very well. It was kind of a bestseller.
It's going to be a bestseller, this new one, Over 70. What's it called? Over the Limit?
Over the Limit, it's called.
Good title.
Yeah. I had a hard time actually selling the publishers on the title, Over the Limit. I thought it was a good title because 70, you're over the limit. And they didn't like that. They wanted to publish it in monthly instalments and called it Bob Monkhouse's Part Works. Well, I thought, you know... sounds a bit boastful, doesn't it? My time of life.
Reading the book, Bob,
yes.
it's entertaining, as you always are,
Thank you.
it's educational. We learn things.
Well, I hope so, because I love self-help books. I actually went to buy some self-help books. You know, that was the big bookshop in Charing Cross Road in London.
Foyles?
Foyles. And so I wanted the self-help department. I said to this rather stern-looking woman behind the desk, I said, could you direct me to the self-help section? And she said, yes, I could, but that would defeat the entire purpose. So I found it myself, and it's only about a third books now, you know, it's nearly all videos. All the self-help section was videos, and I bought a self-help video called How to Cope with Disappointment. And when I got it home, the box was empty.
You're always right, Bob. You're always right about women with your usual respect.
Yes, but I'm like you. I was brought up to be respectful to women. What I find very offensive to women, and I really think this is not respectful, is that the things that cause them the most unhappiness, pain, contain within their names a reference to the male gender. Men-opause. Menstruation, mental cruelty. You don't even have her-terectomy, you have his. It's so unfair, though. You females are entitled to women gynecology, but you get guy. Not to mention hemorrhoids. Do you know something? Just between you and me, Des, and the studio audience, of course, and let's pretend we're on Channel 5 and no one's watching. I find it very difficult to be totally faithful. I have been seeing a rather attractive woman secretly.
What?
Yes. When I say I've been seeing this woman secretly, I mean she doesn't know. Oh, she knows someone's watching, but she doesn't know who. It doesn't always work out having extracurricular activities, you know. It doesn't. I once had an affair with a lady optician. It drove me mad. All the time in bed she was saying, is it better like this or better like that? It wasn't fun. Very upsetting.
You're putting yourself down, but I know, and you know, come on, you've always been a bit of a ladies' man.
Well, you understand, maybe you understand the ladies better than I do. I don't understand many things about women I don't understand. I don't understand how, if a man gets a phone call from someone he hasn't heard from for a long time, right? And he picks up the phone and says, hello, is it Dickie? You ugly, bald old pervert, how are you? How are you, you drunken bugger? You never hear a woman pick up the phone and go, hello? Marion, you fat old cow. Where have you been hiding those thick thighs of yours, you wrinkle-necked bitch? Never hear that. Never hear it.
Bob, your books are always full of your amorous adventures, and you must have learned something along the way.
Well, I've learned, as you have, I've learned something about being a husband. There's something I meant to put in the book that I forgot to put in, which was a tip for newlywed husbands. Yeah? OK, if there's any newlywed husbands here, or looking in, never, ever, 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 ever express admiration for another woman in the presence of your wife. No, you can be sitting there, maybe you're both watching television, and you'll say something like, "Ah, that Joanna Lumley's a lovely woman, isn't she?" Silence, silence. Maybe nothing is said for a week. A month, 3 months could go. And then one day, you'll be sitting, maybe it'll be in the evening, you'll be sitting at the table having a meal, and you say, "This food isn't very hot." And she'll say, "Why don't you get Joanna Lumley to warm it up for you?" You know, I speak the truth there. I tell it like I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, last time you were here, sitting here, you were very funny about your daughter's dog.
Oh, yes.
Is he still living with you?
Oh, yeah, the cat's thrilled about that, you can imagine. The dog is still there. The cat is... my cat is... he's old now, but he tries to look young. He has a bald patch, but he combs his tail over it. The cat and Jackie and I are used to my daughter's dog. But, you know, I don't pamper the dog. Some people take their pets with them everywhere they go. There's a guy who lives in Dunstable, near where I live, and he's a hang glider, and he takes his dog hang gliding. This is the truth. The man is up there hang gliding, and he's got an Alsatian between his knees. I mean, you thought bird droppings were bad for your car. You haven't got a dog, have you, Des?
No, I haven't got a cat.
You all know that cats are suave. Dogs are like children. They always have to have the last word. The dogs, they're... Be quiet. Stop barking. Stop it. They can't help it, you know. I had a Yorkshire Terrier once. That's a lovely little dog. A Yorkshire, you know Yorkshire Terrier?
Cute.
Oh, they're perfect for washing the car. You just, they're the same size as the bucket. You say, hold your breath in, you go, look, wash it away there, and you go, what the hell is this? Oh, that hang glider's been over with the Alsatian, oh dear, oh dear. And when he dries out, you can shove him on a stick and dust the furniture. Lovely, lovely dog. I love that dog.
Bob, in the book, you seem to... Well, I know you've got a brilliant memory, and you recall conversations with amazing clarity. Have you always had this memory?
Yeah. Oh, it's weird. I can actually remember things that happened before I was born.
Before you were born?
I'm serious. I can remember things that happened 9 months before I was born. I can remember going on a picnic with my father and coming back with my mother. Now, that is a hell of a memory. That's a memory.
In both of your books, neither of your books, do you mention your ex-wife? Is that?
I don't know.
No, is that?
Well, no, I don't like to... I wasn't a very good husband in my first marriage, Des, to be honest. I used to do things quite deliberately to annoy my first wife. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. For example, I'd wake up in the morning. God, she hated that. Actually, I guess with age comes sentimentality. I actually wrote a poem about my first wife called I Miss Her Now and Then. Something happened to brighten my life. Last week I ran into my first wife. Then I backed up and ran into her again. You see, I miss her now and then. That poem is a bit sweet. Bit sweet.
Sincere.
Bit sugary there.
Right, just to sort of wind this up, because I've enjoyed every minute of it. In the book, you have some wonderful questions to which there is no answer. For instance, why is abbreviate such a long word?
Yes, that's right. I've got about 150, I think, in the book. And there's still unanswerable questions that I couldn't jam into the book. You know, they're questions to which there is no reasonable answer. Why are people who didn't sleep a wink last night so bloody proud of it? And for that matter, why do people who snore always fall asleep first? What about that sign you see on the doors into shops that say, "No dogs allowed except guide dogs"? Who's supposed to read this? You want more?
No, a couple more.
I got more. What is it about sitting on the toilet that makes the contents of a shampoo bottle so fascinating? Why do people say the alarm went off when it didn't go off, it went on? Why do women say I'm going to have a perm? Perm is short for permanent, but they've got to go back again. And I'll tell you something else. This is the last one. Why does Diet Coke have 1 calorie in it? They got all the others out. What's the problem with this last little song?
Bob Monkhouse! Bob the man! Bob the man!
I take no prisoners.
Wonderful, Fred.
Thank you, Barry.
Bob Monkhouse!
Thank you, folks. Thank you.
Beautiful, Robert.
Thank you very
Bob
much.
Monkhouse!
Thank you, folks.